Forrester, Honcho for MMP. Another installment coming to you of Metal on Metal. This time I'm talking about the Grand Tactical Series and how to land at sword. So the idea here is to give you guys an idea. If you're starting a campaign game and it's going to go on for a long time and you've not really played the system much, then you're not going to want to make huge errors on your landing because that can throw the entire game off. So much as I encourage everyone to figure this out on their own, go ahead and solitaire it out or whatever. If you don't have time for that, or you've done enough and maybe know the ropes and want to see if I know what I'm talking about and how you can improve and correct what I'm doing, either way, that's what this video is for. First of all, I'm going to give you some ideas about what I go for when we're landing the 3rd Infantry at sword, and sort of how I approach it. Then I'm going to run through the first turn. So this is going to take a while. Obviously, fast forward or stop watching if you're bored or not learning anything. But I want to go through the whole thing to give players an idea of what the various aspects are you have to think about when you're landing at sword, and at least give you a view of how I solve these problems. So my goal when landing at sword with the naval barrage is to first of all cover the batteries and then pound on COD. That's basically it. There are some other ways of approaching it, but that's how I approach it. Clearing COD is super important because that's the gateway for almost all your troops. There's this gap here, of course, too, but there's nothing in the way. So you can clear that with an engineer without too much problem. The next goal is to clear this road over here to however you say the city's name, because you're going to want to get your Marines and other stuff up in there around to flank around this way. The fourth one, really the most important, is clearing the beach. Now you clear the beach by getting the gaps down to 0, as you know, and getting the obstacles down to 0, getting the nests down to 0, and clearing all enemies from within 3. With a rule that's in development and probably not official yet as of the making of this video, you can't exit with anybody off the landing display until you clear the beach. As the rules were when they were published, you had to keep your leaders on there, but you could shoot off with armor and other guys and sort of expand quickly. That's being changed where you really have to clear the beach first before you go anywhere. So this is super, super important. It gets even more focus. You also want to minimize your losses. You might have to take some, but keep them as low as possible because this is a long campaign game. It's 7 whole days. Each day is like 9 turns. So you don't want to throw stuff away if you don't have to. And one thing I've found works good is actually not rushing. So yes, you want to get off the beach quickly, but you want to get off the beach with good tempo. And that means you don't want to burn all of your command points on the first turn just trying to clear the beach as absolutely quickly as possible. I think it would be better to get off at 900, 1100, hopefully by 1300, with a bunch of command points saved up, because then once you're off the beach you can actually keep tempo up and push pretty rigorously to the south. If you clear the beach, say at 1100, but you have no dispatch points and no command points, you're not really going anywhere for a few turns anyway, so what's the hurry? When landing, there's a couple different ways to do this. This is my approach. You may have your own, that's fine. I like to land with those heavily armored funnies first in order to take down obstacles. Take down obstacles so you can land your valuable units without getting shot up. Then, after obstacles, I like to get the nests down as far as I can, because after that, and then gaps is kind of last. Now, there are other people who disagree with this. They feel like you have to get your gaps first. But I would rather get all this resistance stuff down, then I can get my engineers in action. If the nests are really high, my engineers are going to get shot to pieces. So you want to knock down the obstacles so you can land without taking step losses, and then get rid of the nests so the engineers can act, and they're quite vulnerable, so you want the nests down to 0 if at all possible. Once you're sort of on the beach, you've gotten the obstacles down the nests, it's time to try to swarm COD and get out of here. And of course, stuff as many guys through this gap as well as you can. So those are sort of the 2 gateways. Don't forget to figure out how to get maybe Marines and some other stuff this way to help clear this area out in case the Germans are being spunky. Now, you may be noticing if you play this game, what is this unit doing here? This is part of the 21st Panzer. I'm putting it here because some people play on the night activation that they'll run this unit up here to the bocage to try to create problems for this beach landing. I think it's a good idea, so we're going to play this one out with that 21st Panzer unit there. The cons for the German on that is it's out of command, so it can be assaulted. All right, I think we are ready to go to the game. So, I didn't want to do that yet. Let's get to the game. Here we go. All right, here's the map. First, we're going to do the naval barrage. And then we're going to play through a bit of this. This may take a good while. It's maybe a two-part series just to see how it's all done. Let's start with the naval bombardment. The first goal that I would suggest is that you cover all of the coastal batteries. I'm going to try using this one here. I like using the shorter range destroyers for this. Let's see how many destroyers we have. We should have 3. We have 3. Well, let me just do it this way. There, you can also use the assault forces marker in here, but I'm just going to do it this way. So here's number 1. We'll try to cover this battery here. And I'm going to move this below. We didn't do any damage, but there's a barrage marker on there, which is the job we want done. Now we'll take another, and actually here, let me get in there. I've started before I've really made sure everybody's activated. There we go. So we used that one already. Let's use the second one. Pardon the whiplash of moving back and forth here. Let's see if anything happens there. Nothing, but we get a barrage. So we've got this one left. But I like to hit that with a heavy guy in the hopes of knocking them out. So we're going to take one of our battleships. Let's take this one and use it. All right. Company bonus. And we don't destroy it, but we get a cohesion hit on there. Heavy barrage. Not going to matter. We may come back to that with other things to try to eliminate it. We'll see how we're doing here. Okay, now we want to get a heavy barrage on that gap, mainly to lower its morale somewhat. So let's work with this one here. Now that makes it harder to break out the first turn, but I hardly ever see it. Did we make it? Yeah, we have a heavy barrage there, and we do a cohesion hit. Notice, in the variant I'm playing right now, unlike the games as published, you cannot cut the lines the first day. The lines are going to be open, the first turn. The lines are going to be open the first turn, the 700 turn. Starting 900, they can't be cut. So let's do that here. Also, I haven't really fixed up the... what do I want to do here? I want to get the CPs and all that. I'm just sort of starting this minute. We're going to leave, let's just say we're going to leave 3 command points for the Germans this turn. The rest are going to be used elsewhere, or they didn't have them. All right, so there's that barrage. We've kind of covered everything. We might want to put one on Trout, just to lower it a little bit. It's probably not a bad idea because we'll be bumping up against there. So let's take, I would say, this one here. Looking for a heavy barrage. And it fails, so we get a light on that one. We'll just call that good. So what else? We've got our coastal batteries covered, those 3 right there. The rest of our guns, we can really simply use to pump. Oh, we do want to cover Waffen-SS to 18. I think I've got 1 of these DDs left, so let's do that. Just trying to put a barrage on it to make its life a little more. All right. Oh, no barrage. Rolled a 9. Well, I'm going to have to do something else then. All right. We'll take this one here. I do want that one covered up because it does, and it's also no, okay, so there's a light barrage on him. So I think we've got everybody covered that has their view on the beach. And so there are different approaches to what to do with the rest of the guns. I think it's simply best to start pounding on COD. So first of all, we'll take our rockets. We have a heavy barrage there first so that its morale is low. So if there's a morale check, it won't be very good. Let's roll this one. There's a cohesion hit. Wow. Ooh, this is looking nice. So we have 2 cohesion hits on that already. Now that to me means let us definitely pound on it. For the LC support, I will save it last and then I can decide what to do with it. So we have about 5 ships left. Let's keep going. Nothing there. And let's try, let's see, we got Skulla is still left. We'll try using this one here. Nothing. Yeah, I will still stick with my old style. Now, there are other things you could do with these. You could help the airborne. You could help the adjacent beach. You could use one to help cover one of the naval batteries for judo. You can do other stuff, but we're just going to go straight ahead and be interested in ourselves and start rolling for zeros. All right. I think here, yeah, we'll just throw, that's fine anyway. I think I have the turn set wrong. All right, let's get the Nope, that's not the turn. The turn is right here. Yeah, I do. All right, so it's been giving me some -2 for knight that shouldn't really be here. Whatever. I haven't seen any super good rolls. No matter. 2 cohesion hits is plenty for a barrage. Initial. Right, there we go. That's looking better. Okay. Possible suppression, and I think we want to definitely spend a command point here to do that. So that's a, pretty representative barrage. Do I want to use this for 1? I actually want to attack the nests with it. So let's see if we get anything. We do not. So that is our initial barrage. We have covered what we've needed to cover. We've got, let me bring him out so I can see him. We've got everybody covering the beach covered up here, and we've done some damage to cod, so we're good. Let me get this mine out of the way too. All right, we are ready for the naval landing. I'm going to be using the wizard here. If anybody's played around with the wizard, you know how it works. First of all, we'll try landing with these tanks. A couple different ways. You can land at the back, or you can land right up close and personal to this guy and hope he doesn't get his opportunity fire. Depends how dangerous you're feeling. And he has an opportunity fire on a 2. Let me fix his, no, we're 716 here. Let's get this fixed. I use the campaign start here. There we go. All right, good question here. Where do we want to, these guys, I like to bring in first. These are, yeah, and we're just going to play it safe. I'm going to bring him in here with his leader. He is coming in with, he's one of these amphibious tanks. So let's roll for that. So we're going to roll for, we're at the beach, sea state attack. How does it go? No effect. We're good. So we land. Now we get a second action. We're going to take a second action. That invokes a resistance nest attack for no effect. And we are going to attack the beach defenses. Let's go. Anything? Ooh, we got to knock the nest down by 2. Very nice. All right. I think I will do the same thing, and we'll bring him over here. Sea state attack. No effect. Second action, or first action, only action. He has to undergo a resistance nest attack. Nothing, and now we will attack ourselves. The beach defenses. All right, this has been a great landing with the tanks. It doesn't always work that way. Sometimes they both sink. You never know. So we've got the nest down to 2. This is good news for our landing. First off, we're going to bring him in here. We use the beach thing. Let's check the obstacles at a 5. Oh, we don't like that. But that's why we bring these guys in first. Since a step loss off these funnies is not really that super big a deal. There we go. So we got a step loss. And we will hit them with the resistance nest before they disembark, because that's the only way to get a chance. Okay, fine. He also has a step loss. He will attack the beach defenses with the landing craft. Wow, this is going great. Got the resistance nest down there. That's 1. So he's in command by this guy, so we will spend a command point. And this is why we're landing these guys first. All right, we're down to 16. He will spend a command point to try to reduce the obstacles. That brings about a resistance nest attack with a very low odds. Now we attack the beach defenses. 1. Obstacles down. We want to get those down to 3 so we don't take step losses. So that's that one. Let's bring in this fellow. And we will bring him in here. There's lots of different ways of doing this. Let's, first of all, beach. We'll do the obstacle attack. Nothing. Resistance nest. We'll attack before he disembarks. Nothing. The landing craft will attack the beach defenses and reduces the nests to 0. Friends, this does not always happen, but we'll just take it. Fine. He's on board. Spends a command point for a second action. There are no more resistance nests, so I'm not going to have to roll for those. So he'll attack the beach defenses. And this is great. We could, all right, obstacles are down to 3. We could think about actually landing our engineers right away. But I think I'm going to land these Dragoons anyway, because they aren't so useful this beach. They're anti-tank, I mean anti-mine, whatever the word is. They clear mines, and they have to be in fire mode to do that, or not in column, and they can only enter these cities in column, so they're actually kind of useless in the beginning. So we'll use these guys. All right, let's go back to here. We'll land them right there. Also in command, there we'll take an obstacle attack here on a 3. Ooh, suppressed. Let us try to convert it into a cohesion hit. Nope. So he will not do anything because he's suppressed, and I'm not going to do a second action with him. He'll sit here suppressed. Okay, let's bring this one in. Let's bring it in here. Same procedure. Obstacle on a 3. Nothing. He will attack. Okay, combat, right. Attack this here. No effect. Second action. He will attack the beach defenses, trying to get those things down, and we get obstacles down to 2. Now, like I said before, I like getting my obstacles down before I work in the gaps. That's just the way I like to do things. So, our engineers, and I'm going to want to leave 1 engineer in case I clear the gaps. And you know, I may just go back on what I said. We'll see. I have 3 engineers left. What I'm thinking about here is I can get the obstacles, but probably not the gaps. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Let's land him there. Maybe with his engineer. Obstacle attack on a 2. Nothing. I'm just going to roll. It's his. Well, I'll use the wizard. He's going to attack the. Because the nests are already down. We're going to attack that strong point here. Nothing. Second action. And the engineer will attack beach defenses. Let's see if we get anything. All right. So I'm just going to give up. We're not going to be able to get the gaps this turn. I'll call that good. And what's our stacking here? Our stacking is 5. Let's land there again. Same procedure. Nothing for the obstacles. He will attack. I don't think making the company bonus will help. It doesn't. Well, there we go. Get a cohesion hit. So, you know what? It looks like we took out Cod. I thought he was 2 steps. I didn't think he was just 1 step. Wow, this is unusual. Cod is out. Is that true? It's really a 1-step unit? Boy, I didn't remember that. Okay, very fortunate. And now, second action. They can't move, so he will work on, second action, we'll work on the beach defenses again. All right, so let's knock the obstacles down to 0. Great, this is actually good landing, folks. Over here, we'll drop right there. He has nobody to attack at this point. There's no beach defenses. There's no nothing. And I could land him actually closer here if I wanted to. And actually, why don't we? We will land him there. And then he gets a shot at that Waffen-Nest over there. Let's run combat, attack right there. Nothing. Second action. Yeah, this is going along quite swimmingly. Don't expect your landing to do quite this well. So there's that. Now we have our last guys. Let's see. Question is where to put these. You want to go right or you want to go left? I think Yeah, I want to go over here. I think we're going to stuff them right up in there. Since it's pretty safe, there's no actual beach defenses that are going to affect it. So we'll attack here, hoping for our lucky 0 again. No. And no second actions or anything for them. And these folks will land right here. And there's nothing, they land safely, but there's nothing else they can do. And we'll land this guy right here. Again, nothing else the landing craft can do, no need for second actions. So that was our first, and of course he came ashore with these guys with the first one. All right, folks, it doesn't always go this way. Usually this is heavily held right here, and you have to fight it pretty tough. Maybe I should go back and undo it. I don't know. But this is a fair way to do it. I was decently lucky, but you can see if you're careful and land with your funnies first. I did take a step loss. So what? That's the funnies are simply there to draw fire, in my mind. That's what they do. They take fire. They have a high defense, so they do that pretty well. And the main goal is to get your engineers there without any of the nests still on board. Now let's continue. The naval chit has been used, so we will get rid of the move, activate, return this to the cup. And I have in here just the chits for this area, and we'll just keep playing and see how it goes. 21st. All right, so 21st Panzer would go first. This is the only unit that's going to be there, and he will enter Bocage just for fun. All right, that's it for 21st. Next is the naval chit again. Okay, this can happen sometimes. It's not always the best. The problem here is we're not going to be able to have all these things to clear all the gaps, but it maybe get close enough. We got our gaps down to 2 actually, which means I forgot to open one of them. And the German will pick that one over there. So let's find a gap marker. Yeah, when the gaps went down to 2, I neglected to do that. Looking for our gap marker. There we go. And we'll just call this one open. Rotate it. Oops, the other way. There, that one's open. Okay. Naval again. What are we going to do with our guns? I guess we can try to blow that up, though we don't want a heavy barrage there if we can help it. We don't really spot anyone except these guys here, so we're just going to start taking some shots. These rockets, of course, are gone. They only get 1 shot. So we'll take some easy shots at this guy. Nothing. Feel free to fast forward through all this. Nothing. And nothing there. So I think I might use these in other flanks in a normal game, but this one I can just pound on stuff, and we will try to reduce Trout and see if we can maybe get some extra progress on that. Nothing there. Nothing. Possible suppression. The German doesn't want to spend a lot of points here, so we'll roll for it. It's suppressed. We can use this LC since all the nests are down. Nothing. All right, 6 more to go. We'll make it as quick as we can. Okay, roll it again. We'll spend a point. We'll spend 1 point. That's the thing. There's never enough command points to go around for these guys. So we'll just let it ride. It's actually partly thinking as the German here that they're already through COD anyway, so what does it matter? Nothing. All right. Wow. This one is definitely getting reduced. It's 1 hit away from extinction. I would call this so far an excellent landing. Oh, it's gone. I've never seen this, folks. So I guess it can happen. It just happened right there. Now we want to send it to the graveyard, right? Delete those things. So we destroyed that with barrages. I'm not sure I want a heavy barrage over there, but let's go pick on the weapon that's 10. Since we might eliminate it with a cohesion hit. Oh, wow, okay. Is it suppressed? It is not suppressed. Last one. Yeah, you know, why don't we go try to knock out that battery? This one right here is pretty vulnerable. That's something else you can do with these points, obviously. Miss. All right, so you might want to destroy that instead of doing what I was just doing, but this worked out fine. So there's that. Now we'll bring our troops ashore. I, of course, forgot to put these in their appropriate boxes before, so I'm just going to make it up here. Like that, like that, like that. And let's bring that one over there, and we'll bring it mounted. And this one will come in here mounted. And this one will have come probably over here. So we'll do it that way. Pardon me for not doing it in the proper order. I should have done it at the first part of the last naval. So this will be pretty close. So we get to land these guys. Basically, it's just going to cause a massive amount of overstacking, which is too bad, but there are no defenses to keep them in check. So there are also no engineers to do anything. Let's put him, we'll load this one up over here. We'll load that up there. We'll put these guys here, and we'll put that guy there. An awful lot of overcrowding here. And how many are there? That's, yeah. And how many? I'm checking stacking. We can do that, do that. And yeah, the question is, do I want to totally overstack there, or 5, 6, 7 totally overstack there? I think we will go here. Now, often these commandos can do, well, not often, whenever they land, they can do a second action, but there's nothing for them to do. There's no one to shoot. They can't move when they land. It's not an allowable action. So they just get to sit there. We'll have spent no command points. Et voila. That's the end of that naval activation. Beaches are not cleared. The gaps aren't all cleared. It's just the way it goes. All right, naval check goes to here. Let's deactivate everybody. Who's up next? 8th Brigade. All right, so we're going to activate 6 units. You are, of course, going to activate your engineers, right? 1. We will activate this guy as well. There should be a bunch of engineers here, right? 3, 4. 5. And let's see who else to activate. That's 5. Yeah, this funny right there. All right, that's 6. I'm just making sure in case I roll a lot of stuff. So the funny will attack. And we got 1. Then there is another one in here, I think. Okay. Right, here it is. We'll attack the beach defenses. Hoping for it. Missed. All right, one of the engineers then. One of these guys. Oh yeah, I have to open a gap. Because that went down by 1. Then this engineer will also go and try to reduce the gaps to 0, and they do. So although the beaches and all the gaps aren't cleared, they effectively are. Well, not quite. There we go. Put that there. So there we go there. the next step is to take one of these engineers. He moves into column. He leaves his hex because it's overstacked. He takes a cohesion hit. That's 2, 3 to here. Flips out and takes an additional cohesion hit. So there we go. He can't clear those mines this turn because that's an engineering action. Let us do the same with this engineer here. He moves into column, takes a cohesion hit for leaving an overstacked hex, moves out of column, so he has 2 cohesion hits. But he's lined up to remove the mines next turn. These guys will also move, and I'm not going to go through the whole rigmarole of putting them in column and then putting them out of column, but they can move 1 hex and flip back, and they're going to have 2 cohesion hits. So we'll move him to there. And we'll leave, actually, I'm going to move him into the middle here. Well, I can't. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can. So that's 1. Well, yeah, this one's not overstacked. 2, 3, 4. So they will go in that way, around that order. And because they're not overstacked there, it's only 1 cohesion hit, so that's going to be 2. Let's check the stacking here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, still overstacked. This one is, but the next one will not be. So he only gets 1 cohesion hit. Okay, so let's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be 2 cohesion hits to get there for him. And I'll do the same for him. And I don't really want to stack up more than that. So we'll just start, let's see, 1, yeah, he'll just move here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's a cohesion hit. And that's also a cohesion hit. And these guys will move normally to here. Just got to get off the beach. Which reminds me, I need to move all these down to there. Right. So I activated this guy by accident. Oh well, he's suppressed, he'll unsuppressed. Shouldn't have done that, but what do you do? And then he'll move here at the end of the activation. All right, I think that's it for that activation. We've got engineers ready to breach those things, those mines. And we'll go to the next unit. 27th Armor. We get to activate 6 guys. We're going to activate once again our engineers. And here we can possibly, let's see what the stacking is like over here. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I'll just assume we can get these guys out of here. Now we can start moving some of our funnies. We can get those guys out. Let's see, we got 3 left. I'm thinking this guy's good to activate. That's 1. Two. Let's see what our stacking is over here. Yeah, that's all right. And 3. So I'm activating guys to get them out of all these overstacked areas and start pushing out through these. So first off, should only have that there, right? He will remove that minefield. That's 1. He will remove this minefield. I'm not sure why I have 2 cohesion hits, 2 of the markers on him, not sure. Just going to let that go. There we go. Now let's see if we can kind of break out here a little bit. First off, he's not. So this area has, I'm looking at the stacking points here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so there's just going to be, it's just going to be brutal. It's the way it goes. Let's take the wreck out first. 1 to column. 2, 3. He's going to have a cohesion hit for leaving the overstacked hex. 4. And now we got this guy shooting Overwatch on him, right? So let us just take a chance. We're charging like that. Overwatch fire is a 1. Ooh, he's right there. Attack. And I probably should have landed a mortar, or actually, yeah. Here, let me back up and do this right. What I should do, I activate this unit. He's going to fire smoke in this hex. He can't fire it directly because I can't see it. Anything but a 9. And there we go. So that's how we handle that. Sorry about that. And he is done. So there we go. We were 40 here. And now we can go through this gap. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we can switch out of column, and he gets 2 cohesion hits. 1 for leaving the overstacked and 1 for entering right there. The engineer will go 1, 2, and into here. He gets 2 cohesion hits as usual. We want to get rid of that mine though, so we're stacked up pretty nicely there. We've got this tank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We give him a cohesion hit. I don't think there's anything going to hurt him, so he'll just stay that way. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same thing. We'll just apply 1 cohesion hit for leaving overstacked hex. I think it's over 1. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, oh yeah. Okay. What about over here? Is this hex overstacked? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It will not be because there'll be 8 plus the guy in column. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then, sure, we're just going to pound in there close here, out, give him a cohesion hit. He'll win that duel pretty handily, I'm imagining. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, just to make myself a pain. And he will have a cohesion hit for leaving column after entering column. 2, 3... Can he go through that hex? No. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, he's not going to be able to move much. So he's just going to go to here. Probably shouldn't have activated him. Live and learn. Because he only has 8 movement points and he'd be stuck there in column, which we do not want. Okay, that looks good. Let's bring him to there. And that will be the end of that activation. Let's see who's next. An event. I'll roll for an event and nothing happens there. So I should just leave that out for our purposes. German Direct Command. There's nothing they particularly want to do. Points are way too precious at this point. Allied Direct Command. Is there anything the Allies want to do? We cannot clear minefields. Is there anything worth a point? You know, maybe getting rid of this guy is worth it. So let's spend 1 command point and we'll assault. Yeah, down to 10. He has a -3. He has a -1. His morale is a 5, 4 because of the division. Is that what they all start? No. Yeah, his division's -1 at the beginning until they clear the beach. So that's a 4, 5, 6 is what he needs. And he succeeds. Does he get Overwatch Fire? And let me fix his morale. That's not what it is. Oh, wrong guy. Here we go. Let's get this up. He's -1 for being out of command. All right. Opportunity Fire 4. He makes it. That is Fire Zone to Fire Zone. Wow. Shows you I shouldn't have done that. All right. Takes a step loss. Let that be a lesson. Look at things a little more carefully. And now I will... Do we charge or do we do a normal assault? Let's just charge. He's out of command. He makes his survivor roll and succeeds, so he gets a attack back. I don't think normally I would do this. I would have just moved next to it and called it good. All right, Fire Zone to Fire Zone, +2 for a charge. No effect. Well, he got lucky there. But I didn't look carefully enough. You never want to be giving white fires a 4 against your armor guys. So I probably would not have done that in a real life. I would have been patient and waited till I got him whittled down further. Enough for that. Direct shit. Nothing there. Let's move to the next. 716. We'll give them an extra point. They've got everything somewhere else. What are you going to do with this guy? Oh, you know, he's not going to get away. So he's just going to try to see if he can attack this one. This would, no, it's going to cost me a point. I'm not even going to do it. He's not going to fire. He wants to get to within 3. 1, 2, 3. So, do I spend a point to... I'm thinking about two things here. He wants to get to within 3 of that one. Let's see. Where is that? That hex is right here. I think it's the... pull them off. Right. This one here. You want to get within 3 of that to obstruct. So these are great things to occupy. It takes them 5 movement points to get there. So I can move him in by moving a column and moving out a column. I don't think I want to move into column because I've got opportunity fire, so I'm going to spend a point to force march him possibly. He's going to leave to move to here. This guy gets an Overwatch trigger, no. Or opportunity fire, I should say. That guy is a 4. It's okay. He attacks. No, that's the wrong one. Fire zone. Out of a fire zone, no effect. That's 1, 2. I will spend a precious command point to move him into here. And by this, he will move into column and out of column and takes a cohesion hit. This mortar will... Well, there's various things you can do with this mortar. You could move up and try to interdict here, or you could run him away and save him for later. And I think there's good things to be said both ways, but in this game, he's going to head out of here. 2 to there, 3, 4. He will also be removed out of here. I'm not going to worry about that for the sake of this playthrough. You can also shoot with this one here. I'm not going to bother doing that. I'm going to save the command point. And that will be it for this activation. He's really not going to do anything. I mean, I could try to inflict a hit loss on him. You know, the odds aren't that great, so I'm not going to bother. So that's it for that. Next up is 3rd Division, CPDP. CP is 2 plus 5 is 7. Dispatch points is 3. That's a nice roll. They're looking good. I'm not going to use any air power right now. Otherwise, you might pile on that. You might try to knock out that. Actually, yeah, I'm going to save the air power and use it probably against these guys in the bocage. Okay, let's move through divisional activation quickly. We'll simply do a little bit of rallying here and here. And I could take another crack at him if I wanted to. The assault obviously didn't go so well. Probably should have just shot at him. You know, is it worth it right now for a point? No, I don't think so. So, now the mines are out here. I can rally or I can start moving. And I think I'm actually going to rally these guys. I'm someone who likes to keep my cohesion hits down as much as possible. And they're not hurting anybody here. Plus, it's a divisional activation, so they can't move next to anyone. So, that guy there too, yeah, I'm not in any super hurry. So, rally those. 1, 2, 2.5, 3, 4. Now I'm leaving myself vulnerable to artillery. Although this is actually not this turn. This is the 700 turn, so we're not going to worry about that. 1, 2, 3. And I think, I don't know how crazy I want to get. As you see, there's quite a log jam of stuff in here. And I could leave him there ready to move adjacent. That's actually not too bad a move. So we'll do that. And then give him his mandatory cohesion hit. And this unit will do the same and end up there. Yeah, it's just tough getting out of here. What can you say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can move to here. And there's fire zones there, so we'll call that good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5, 5. Yeah, actually, he's gonna plug everything up if he does that. So we'll give him his cohesion hit. 6, 7, 8. Nope. Can't do that. He's there. So yeah. Let's actually. I'm gonna be moving stuff back a little bit. Let's move him back and switch him out of column. Pardon my going back and forth, and then we'll move him to there and get him out of column. And out of that. That was 8 movement points to there. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. Let's move it right there and make it out of column. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think he was okay on stacking. You got to remember to check that to see if they needed 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, actually I can't do that because I'm moving adjacent to this fella. So we'll move him over to here. Sorry about that. Likewise, out of column, cohesion hit. So I might have been making a mistake here and there with cohesion hits, but you get the basic idea. You got to look out for overstacking. Here's the mortar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then he will move out of column and move out of being mounted to there and take no cohesion hit for him because that was a transport. And this guy, it's a little tougher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5, 7.5. Yeah, I left him in column stupidly. Should have moved that tank out of the way. And then we'll move out of column here and take our cohesion hit. So this is the problem with this guy here, is keeping a divisional activity. I can't move without spending command points, which I really don't want to do. I probably should not have left him in column. I rallied him. I should have moved him out of the way so people could have moved through this way. My mistake. You don't make that same mistake next time, I hope, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a cohesion hit there, and then 7, 8 there. That's something else I could do. Should have thought of that before as well. All right, these folks, I think it's more important to get them off the beach. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're going to move to here and have 2 cohesion hits. That's one for, because they're not in, what they're doing is moving into column. 2, 3, 4, and then out of column. And he's backs to 2 cohesion hits. Over here, we remove the mine, not the engineer, forester. We remove the mine. And what are our cohesion hits here? 6, 8, 9. We're pretty bad, so these guys are going to rally 1. Because they will take a step loss if they move out of an overstacked area, because they have 2 cohesion hits. He also. So there might be other ways of doing this. This is how I'm going to do it. He will switch to movement. That's 1. And then move over to here. 2, 3, 4. And then switch back into combat. And he's back up to 2 cohesion hits. Over here, this engineer can't really do much of anything. And I probably should be moving some infantry this way. But we'll get there. We got those commandos. He can remove the mine, so let's do that. It's going to be a trigger on this guy. He needs a 3. Ooh, 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 ooh. He gets to attack him. Fire zone to fire zone. That's an opportunity fire is what I meant. And suppresses him, so he does not get to remove the mines. All right, Germans defend themselves. Okay, let's move him to a good, how about these guys? Yeah, that's fine. We move that leader there. Is he on a good person? He's fine right there. That will be then our divisional activation for this turn. Almost done. Hang in there. And I'm definitely going to break the video after this. This is a long haul. That's it for 3rd Division. And now remember, normally the last chit pulled doesn't move, but there's so many other chits going on during a campaign game, I'm going to assume that this actually wasn't the last chit pulled. All right. So first move here, we've got some mortars, and we might as well shoot them because they can't really move out too easily. So we'll go beating up that guy, hope they get something. Nope. What about this stack here? Nothing, nothing, nothing. And this mortar has no spotter for that. And this one here probably didn't. I'll just have to move a guy first. So they did have a spotter. All right, so they're going to move in a column here and out of column for a cohesion hit. And then I'll roll for a second action. And I get a 4. His second action, so he succeeds, is going to be an assault. He needs to roll a 5. It's a base 7, and there's a differential of 2 there. So he fails, and that's it. Same for this guy. Into column there, out of column, takes a cohesion hit. Does he get a second action? He does. He assaults. Bravery check. Fails. Over here, same guy. Oh, well, not the same guy, but a different thing. Second action, yes. Bravery check. He does not make it. Over here. Same thing. Give him a cohesion hit. Second action, yes. Bravery works. Opportunity fire works. Oh, that's not what I want. I want to use the wizard to do a combat, so they are going to get 1 shot to defend themselves. And that's fire zone to fire zone. Nope. So this unit is gone. It's just a 0-stepper, so that's the way it goes. And he will move into that space. Actually, he's going to have to roll to get off because he's on mines. He makes it. Now, if I had done... No. I mean, I could have thought about doing that first and then using my engineer. Maybe that would have been smarter. Take heed, all you. That's one. And he'll do a second action and rallies. Right. So, over here... How many stacking points do I have in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can start. He'll go to column 1, 2, 3 over here. Second action rally. So you see they move in, they take their cohesion hit, and then they try to get a second action to remove the cohesion hit. The next guy will do the same thing. Also successful. That's 8 there. Well, we might as well go all in, because the heavy barrage is not going to... Well, that'll be gone, but that's going to be seriously overstacked too. So we'll take their second... Succeeds. And this fellow, again, second action does not succeed, so he has a cohesion hit. And then I'll move this one to this stack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second action, he's fine. Second action, he's good. Second action, he's good. So, something like that. Again, I'm playing a little bit loose here. You guys might be finding slight rule infractions. I'm just trying to get this thing done quickly. These guys, we want to get off the beach if all possible. Oh, man. Of course, as we know, it is just stacked up everywhere. So, let's... Gonna have to decide this way or that way. Massive stack there. Yeah. Or this over here. You know, I like 6 and 1/2 dozen the other, so we're gonna go there. Fine. 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 He is not fine. We take a cohesion hit. He's okay. Now, what to do with this guy? I don't want to... It's tough. I really don't want to leave him in column somewhere. He's on the beach. He's just going to move up to there. So I'm almost off the beach, but I don't have this cleared anyway, so it probably doesn't matter that much. That's it for the Marines. All right, I'm going to take a break. That's it. And I'm going to do another turn so you can see how I would spend a second turn trying to get off the beach here. If you're done now, you're done. Thanks for watching. Otherwise, stay tuned for number 2, and I'll try to get through it even quicker. I will say it's a final note on that move. You saw that I have a lot of command points left, and I know a lot of... Now, granted, the landing went very well, right? I took out COD. I didn't have to spend a lot of points. I rolled pretty well, so you should probably have fewer than that. But I'm not at all afraid to have a lot of command points at the end, because that means I'm going to be able to keep a much higher tempo in the later part of the morning, because I'm going to be able to buy my activation chits for the tank unit and for that infantry formation every turn, instead of sometimes not even get to buy any of them because my command points are gone. Why? Command points, because you convert those into dispatch points at the beginning of a turn in this. That's super, super important. Anyway, thanks for watching this one. We are on to the next turn in my next video.